What it do, everybody, and welcome back. Oh, I should have led this shit like The Rock. God damn it. Whatever. It's too late now. Finally. No, let me stop.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Film Cave, man. Episode number 93. 93?
Yes, sir.
93? Alrighty. It's your boy Knight.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. A monstrous fucking show, to say the least. I mean,
Yes.
Good God. We've got so many things to talk about. So many things dropped. We had finales for the biggest show on television. We had, The Rock finally make his debut as a character he's been casted as for over a decade.
Absolutely.
And plenty to talk about. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get it going.
A lot to talk about. Well, thank y'all so much for watching here live and or on playback.
And
We
or
love
are you
you
a Star
either
Wars
way.
fan?
Well, Star Wars fan, not an Andor fan. But we appreciate the love and the support. Please let us know in the comment section below or during live chat anything you feel like we missed throughout the show. Please don't be shy. We welcome all. But hit that thumbs up, really helps the show reach a lot more people. Hit the notification bell to be reminded when all episodes drop, which is again every Tuesday right here on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure you are there. Be there or be square. But most importantly, and the most financially friendly, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. And we'll love you for it. All right, good sir. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man. Let's get it.
I'm ready to. All right, y'all. So we got a lot to talk about. For those of you who do not know, me and Logan, or a couple of what, sir? Let the people know.
Fucking nerds.
Couple of fucking nerds, which means we talk about film any all goddamn day. Sometimes we are blue in the face. But sometimes we like to step aside the relationship. We like to say, film, fuck you, I've had enough. And go look at something else for a little bit. Little innocence.
Yeah.
But she finds our ass all the goddamn time. Because why?
She's a jealous ass bitch, man. Absolutely.
She's a jealous ass bitch. Yes, she is. Ready to call this here segment. Oh, I am getting old. That's not the name of the segment, but it's out there in the world, y'all. And she gave us a lot to talk about. So, there's a particular fashion we go about out there in the world. Logan, do you mind telling the people what exactly that fashion would be?
That would be traditionary fashion, my friend.
You goddamn right it is. And said fashion, what do you got?
Yeah, not a ton for me this week, which is a good thing because we have plenty to talk about that are actual topics. But one thing that I have done over the last week or week and a half is I replayed. No pap smear for me this time. But I did replay God of War because the sequel comes out here in 2 weeks or so. And holy shit, man, that game is so fucking good. Like, everything about the game is... The combat is like... It's the funnest game I've ever played. It's so well thought out. And then that's not even counting the characters and the story and the unbelievable world that is built. Like, it's super interesting to hear, like, obviously you have like Marvel talk about Thor and like that world of Norse gods every once in a while, but with God of War having a Greek god come over and he has to kind of be taught, and he's also with this son who's truly clueless, so they're like being taught a lot of stuff about what's going on. And it was super interesting to hear things that like I've heard name dropped through like Thor that are obviously very different in the real mythology, but like I even heard I was playing last night, and a lot of times the thing that tells the stories, it's in this boat when you're like just like rowing around trying to get from A to B. And yeah, it's so good. Oh my God. But this thing, it always talks when you're in the boat, is when it tells its stories. And it name dropped Nidavellir, which was interesting yesterday. Like, he's like, yeah, he's like that. He's like, there's a few different elf races, but they all came from Alfheim. But some live on Nidavellir now, or like things like that. So it was like, and I was just like, holy shit, man, that's so interesting to me. Like, because literally, like, we had, yeah, and like they had elves on Nidavellir, like in Infinity War. So there are some connections. So I don't know. It was really cool, and like realizing after playing it again what this next game is like. The whole game, the thing's telling you like, oh man, like all these things happen, but you know, if that happened, that would mean it's Ragnarok and the end of times. So we should be hundreds of years from that. And then actually no, like what happens at the end of this game is the start of Ragnarok, and that's what the name of the sequel's called. And you're like realizing, holy shit, we're about to get all of this, and like I'm gonna be fucking traveling to Asgard because I killed both of Thor's children in this game, and he's fucking coming for my ass. And that's not also including Odin has been hunting me this entire time. It's like, oh
somebody
my God.
leaked the fight too. I saw that. I didn't see the fight, but I saw somebody leaked it.
Well, they put a small clip in the trailer for it, and like the gameplay trailer is fucking dope.
Yeah, leaked like the whole. I'm like, ooh, y'all assholes.
Yeah, but yeah, super excited. Love the game to death. Like, I really do think it is my favorite game of all time. It was between that and Last of Us, but after playing that again, like I could literally run around on that game forever. Like, it's also just open world, and it's so good. So
yeah, I know somebody that's selling who has a PS5. And I was like, there's like, hey, do you know about PS5? I'm like, yeah. Me. I was like, how much you trying to spend for it? I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, how much you selling it? They said they're starting off with like 7 at least. I'm like, dear God.
They're going above retail?
How much is the retail? Isn't it like $900 or some shit?
No, it's $500
for a PS5.
Yeah,
it's $500. They can kiss my whole ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty positive that's what I paid. Let me see here.
Depends on which one. I thought PS5 was like $900 fucking dollars.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Well, I guess it comes with. PlayStation 5 console 600 or 550.
Yeah, let me see here. What a PlayStation 5 with the disc drive is $499. That's retail. If you want the digital one that doesn't have a disc drive, it's $399.
Well, damn.
So, which I would get the disc one if you can, so you can play 4K Blu-rays. But like, I don't buy physical games because I hate that shit. But I do have that so I can play 4K Blu-rays, which is my jam. But yeah, do not pay fucking $200 unless he's like, I'm throwing in these many games and an extra controller and things like that. Then you get to that price, and then you could turn around and sell that stuff and make your money back on it, you know. But like, do not.
Let me see, because I'm trying to see what all they said comes.
What up, Kenya? What up, Poop Pants? What up, Terrell?
Yeah, it says includes the disc drive console. They have the DualSense wireless controller, power cord, HDMI cable, all this other shit, and all these other cables. 2 silicone sleeves, 2 dual charging dock, wired headset, 2 vouchers. What in the fuck? And a whole bunch of other shit. I'll just send to you, and you can probably tell me what the fuck that is.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the wired headset is. Yeah, I have the charger. I want to say the charger's like $40, so it's not crazy. But the vouchers, I don't know what the vouchers are. That might just be like free money.
I don't fucking know.
I'd be like, hey, keep the fucking vouchers. Like,
yeah,
that's adding $100. But
that's all right. But all right, anywho. So I only have one thing, and the rest of
Okay.
it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah, same here. That was it.
We have a director apparently for Arkham Asylum spin-off series for HBO Max. So
Really?
apparently, yeah, Antonio Campos will direct and act as showrunner for the spin-off series Arkham Asylum. I did not know who this person was at first, but I looked him up, and apparently has a pretty good, like, serious, like, resume
Okay.
or anything. I know he made The Staircase. I know that was like a huge thing this year. Let's see. I have him pulled up here. Here we go.
He also made Devil All the Time.
Oh, that's the Tom Holland one, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
Or wait. Is Tom Holland in that? Yeah, Tom Holland's in
Yeah,
that.
Tom Holland.
Bill Skarsgård, Pattinson's in it.
Which I still haven't watched that movie, but
Me either. I heard it's not great.
yeah, same. But he has some stuff on his belt. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So he definitely the kind of material I'm thinking. Excuse me. The Arkham is going to tackle. Just going off this, it seems like he can lend a lens to it. I don't know how his storytelling is, but from a lens perspective, it seems like he's pretty good with it, or will be good with it. And it's Matt Reeves, so if he has faith in him,
that's what I mean.
Who am I to say?
Yeah.
But I look forward to it. This is a series I look forward to, and I'm excited. So we shall see. DC's trying to make a turnaround,
trying to make some moves.
Come up, right? So which we will dive into later. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah, if this is the case, I mean, it really comes down to the fact I haven't seen any of the guy's stuff, but obviously Matt Reeves is a massive part of, the choice for these decisions, because it's really his franchise and his universe over there for the Batman. So if he believes in it, also he's, helping write it, helping, produce it, all those things. So I'm just going to keep optimistic, because the last thing we need is for them to make some tie-in spinoff that fucks up the Batman's universe. So let's hope that it's not that.
Yeah, I think it's in good hands. I think all will be well for sure, but only time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not jump the gun and be like, yes, praise at the moment. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait to see more things drop, then we'll be all right. All right. So I don't have anything else. You have anything else?
Let's get into them topics, my boy.
Let's get into them topics. If you feel like we've missed anything, let it be known in the live chat, or like I said, during playback, and we will try our best to get to it and continue the conversation there in the comment section and or after the show. All right, let's get into it. Which one shall we do first? No, let's do a little Guardians Christmas. Let's do that. Let's start small and work our way up. So, where'd it go? Did we hit it at the same time again?
We did. Per exact same time. Golly.
All right. So, not only did Marvel drop a bomb on us with Ant-Man, they said, you know what? We're not done. We got something else to sprinkle on your way. A little holiday cheer. And they did. And they gave us the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which sees us reunite with the Guardians of the Galaxy to uplift Star-Lord's Christmas, because he doesn't have his woman or family or anything else besides them. And that's basically what it is. You see where everyone's been. Groot is grown. Well, not grown, but he's still growing. I'd say he's about early 20s.
Yeah, he looks...
Little ass head, big ass body.
Yeah, looks like he on the roids.
He is. He's hitting that sap, son. It's not... You better fucking lay off. So, didn't give us a lot. Just a bunch of quick shots and the aesthetic of what it's going to be. But I must admit, somebody who is not the biggest fan of the Guardians, I really dug this. It made me happy. It made me laugh. Anything Christmas-like, I'm automatically just like...
Exactly.
Ah. So
Like, I'll try it out. Yeah.
right, I felt great watching this. The introduction to Kevin Bacon, hilarious, lovely. And I saw right.
Look how fucking huge his face is.
I told you, man. He
Like,
just
what happened?
I don't know. He's got a lot of surgery done. I'm here for. I saw you do a tweet about one of your concerns, but I'll let you bring that up, and
Yeah.
I want to expand upon that. But go ahead. What did you think?
So first thing is, look at how fucking fat my boy's face is. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Maybe that's CG. I don't know. But
I don't know.
but yeah, holiday special. I gotta admit, the trailer itself, I think is fun as shit. Like I really have fun with it. Like you said, if it's Christmas, I'm already gonna give it a shot. And then at the same time, like what I said in my video is like I actually kind of talked about you and Kenya. Like I didn't name drop, but I was like, you know, I've got friends that are close to me that hate Guardians. Like y'all just don't fuck with the Guardians. I'm not gonna say you hate them, but you don't fuck with them. And you know, that it's because it's kind of childish and, you know, a little lighthearted, just doesn't work. And then this is going to take that to the next level. Like it being a holiday special, like what Star Wars holiday special is. If Star Wars is made for 11-year-olds, that's made for 6-year-olds. Like it's meant to be, you know, dumbed down even more because it's supposed to be fun, cheerful, whatever. And so with that, I was like, I would probably guess y'all don't, you know, I'm surprised you're like kind of excited for it. But then what Kenya's saying is what I anticipated. But also what I tweeted about is true. And I didn't really even think about it until I watched it a few more times after my video. And that is, it seems like it might start with all the Guardians and end with all the Guardians, like literally like 5 minutes on each side. And then it be a Mantis Drax kind of spin-off short film. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But also what my cousin pointed out to me that is very possible is it's Drax, Mantis, and Kevin Bacon for that most of that time. Like Kevin Bacon's not the end. Like they're gonna take him on a fucking journey.
Oh yeah.
And that could change things a little bit, make it more fun for me. But like,
I think that'll be awesome.
I mean, at the end of the day, I did want kind of all of them. Like I wanted it to be a holiday special with everyone. But if it is just them, they are my least two favorite Guardians by a long shot. I mean, not even remotely close to any of the other ones. But that might be why James Gunn kind of did this. And he's like, let's give it to them because they're not going to get a whole lot in Volume 3.
Right,
so like
they barely got it in 2 and everything else after the fact. But I think you should prepare to be disappointed. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think we're going to spend our time with them on Earth, trying to achieve Kevin. And then, yeah, I hope Kevin's going to be along the ride with them because that would be great. But I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
We will see. But I'm excited for it. Like I said, I don't really care about any of them. But the one who, like I said, I'm here for childish and stupid humor if it works and if it's funny. I don't care. Sure. But it's just something with the Guardians just never really. If we're following Drax, some of his like stupidity or whatever can be funny. I just hope we get that aspect and not just like we kind of just run into the ground type shit. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like Drax in the first movie, I think Drax is fantastic. Like,
yeah,
even just like the humor that he has, where it's kind of like a meme now. Because I mean, God, it's been 8 years or whatever. But like the meme when he's like, "Hey, you know, sarcasm goes right over his head," and he's like, "Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I'd catch it." Yeah. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, are you kidding me? But like that does work in that movie really well. Then they drastically dumb him down to where, you know, volume 2, he's yelling out my nipples, shit like that. Like, it's just not like, and like, even just in the beginning when he's like trying to kill that monster thing, and he's like, ha ha ha, like laughing. And it's like, that is not like, you're supposed to be full of pain, my guy. Like, you know, remember your family's dead. But like, even though that's the case, we'll just have to see. I mean, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. And so I think if I go into it with that mindset, and also like we're going to kidnap Kevin Bacon to give him to our friend for a Christmas gift, he should have no problem with this. And like, I think that's funny. So
I have an estimation for you, a guesstimate, if you will.
Got?
Over under. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just think percentile wise, the chances at the very end of this shit, I think it's very high, about a good 90%.
Okay.
A full Footloose number is going to be brought up.
Oh, yeah. The credits.
They're definitely going to dance to that shit. Footloose craze.
Well, because you got to remember they did that for Volume 2. Had fucking Hasselhoff on a song for the credits of Volume 2.
Oh, they did?
They are all singing a song. God, now I can't remember the name. It's fucking awful. But like, Guardians Volume 2 song? Guardians Inferno. And it's literally like, if you watch the credits of that, they're like all lip singing it and everything, and like they have fucking Hasselhoff doing it. So I fully expect, because you also have to remember, they're gonna bring Kevin Bacon to Star-Lord, and he's gonna be like, Footloose guy, Kevin Bacon, and he's gonna be like, I've done a lot better movies than that. You know, he's gonna be like Apollo 13, like all these, like, and so you already know Star-Lord's gonna be like, can you do the dance? And he's like, no.
I danced to save the universe once.
Yeah. and Kevin Bacon's gonna be like, cool, man, but like, no, like, I'm not doing this. Y'all just drug me around the fucking universe. Like, yeah, no, it can be funny.
Right. Where's my wife? I want to go home. That type of shit. Yeah. We'll see. All right. So that comes out next month, right?
The 25th, exactly a month from today.
Right on fucking. Wait, that's not Thanksgiving. That's the 24th.
Yeah, that's great. Day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Black Friday. Oh my. That's gonna be fun. All right, so, well, let's keep this trailer fucking train running. So before that, we got smacked in the mouth with a big one, a real big one. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. They dropped. When was it? Monday?
Yesterday. Yeah.
It was yesterday, right? Yeah. Oh shit! Goddamn.
No, it's only Tuesday, sadly.
Right. Damn. Okay. Drop the trailer. We get a full look into the quantum realm in all of its beautiful glory, I thought. We see, Ant-Man and the crew, Scott, basking in his newfound fame and like, hey, you're a superhero, man. Shit ain't supposed to happen. Yada, yada, yada. Till his daughter fucks some shit up. She's like, hey, we want to mess around with the quantum. Let's send some signals and shit. Why?
Yeah.
And of course, Grandma Janet's like, what the fuck are you doing? Turn it off. Turn the shit off. And they all get sucked into it. And this is Scott's goddamn, here we go again. So nothing really happens other than a lot of quick shots of the world and characters and Bill Murray. A lot of Kang's worlds, I guess.
Sure.
And his whole fucking futuristic army are those all him? Or those is all like minions or some shit?
That's a really good question. To be honest, they could pull a fast one and that all be variants of him. Right. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and just say minions. But who knows? That's a good point.
Look cool as fuck either way. But and then it ends with the man of the hour. It's like, hey, help me, whatever the fuck I need you to help me with. What do you say? Ant-Man and his whole fucking like cool ass evil demeanor. I'm like, oh, Jonathan. And it ends. What did you think, my friend? I really
Yeah.
fucking liked it.
I think the trailer's really fun.
Yeah.
It gets me excited as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, for obvious reasons with Kang, but
He looks
it
so damn
also
good.
like the characters that we saw were it was like a Star Wars movie. Like we're just seeing all these creatures and different things. I mean, it was wild, and I've seen people say looks like a video game. Quantum Realm looks like a video game. I saw somebody say Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which is kind of funny because it is a little true. But at the end of the day, I don't know what people expected, because we've been to the quantum realm multiple times, and this still looks the same.
Yeah,
like we were just there in Ant-Man and the Wasp when he went and got Janet, and they're walking around and
that shit.
And like, yeah, I mean, this is the world. So like, if anything, it looks better than those. And we get to go to the little city that we saw off in the distance, you know? So I don't really know what people expected, but also, I mean, I will admit, like, some of the CG is not finished, and, you know, that's just the way it is. But, and really where I see that is the scene where Ant-Man is like looking, like, he's got his helmet off, but he's looking up and he sees Giant Man like disintegrating and the helmet's falling towards him. And you can tell it's some sort of like Kang is just showing him like, here's what variants are, is what it seems like. And in the shot, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ant-Man just in this one shot. Oh wait, 9, 10, 11. So like that's kind of the point, and it's just not done yet, and that's fine. I did see someone else say, well, hey, we said that about Thor, and there were some shots that we all were worried about that ended up not, that they stayed looking that way. True, but I think for the most part, it looks fun. Jonathan Majors, obviously, I'm intrigued as fuck to see. Like, I can't necessarily say he looks badass yet. I really like how he looks with his helmet off at the end, with the scars and all that. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this movie even really becomes, because a lot of people were like, well, there's obviously no way that Ant-Man wins at the end of this, because but at the same time, he could think that he wins. He could absolutely kill this Kang, and another one is on his way. So that's what's kind of interesting is, yeah, sure, this Kang would be like, oh, you actually are able to kill, like, you just stabbed me and I'm gonna die. That's crazy. See you in a bit. And like, he's like, what? You know, I mean, so that's what's kind of funny about this world, which does it take away stakes? Possibly. We'll just have to kind of see the execution. But overall, I really like what I saw. I'm glad you said you did too.
I don't think he wins this one, man. I think it's either going to come down to like a moral agreement or a choice or something like that. Because I think we're getting Kang in this, and then he'll be like, okay, you know, you proved me wrong or showed me something, and like, oh, back off for a while. Y'all gonna deal with the rest of these motherfuckers, but you'll see me again. And then like type of thing. I just think it's a test of some sort, and he might have some respect for Ant-Man. It's like, you know what, you got this. I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna finish my other stuff. You handle all these other variants because they're still coming. They're gonna do their thing,
right?
But
yeah, exactly.
Y'all see me in the Dynasty. It's all right,
right?
So we'll see. But overall good feeling, and I'm here for it.
And I mean, so like what somebody said is they think that like Kang might actually currently be stuck in the quantum realm, and he needs Ant-Man to help him like find something or like steal something that allows him to become the Kang that we know, which it would be like jumping universes. And so he like holds Cassie captive. And so I think the idea of literally Scott Lang has to choose between his daughter or many infinite universes of people dying. and he's going to choose his kid. So, pretty interested. If they go that route, it'd be cool, because the Ant-Man movies have been very lighthearted and all those things.
This
so
looks like it might take
stakes.
some dark turns, and
I like
not
it.
to hold you, right? Because Ant-Man and them looking rough and fucking frightening. So I'm like, I think this might do some dark turns, man.
We'll have our Baskin Robbins stuff there at the beginning, and
of course,
whatever. But like, I definitely think that this is going to become a monstrous, epic Marvel movie. So give it to me.
Same. All right. Let's see. Well, now shit, we got a lot to cover now. Time to hit the big ones. So before, let's see, what do we want to start? You know what? Let's do this here. Huge ass shocker, a complete left fucking field dropped a matter of a few hours ago.
Yep.
James Gunn is now fucking overseer, co-CEO of DC Films, TV, and a whole bunch of other shit.
And animation. Yeah.
In animation with, what's his name? Paul
Peter Safran.
Yeah, there
Safran.
you go. That guy. Which, holy Jesus, I did not expect. I did not think I would be seeing a headline of that nature today. And this is just on par with the ongoing announcements and changes that DC is saying and trying to make. This obviously, outside of Henry Cavill, was like, holy shit, okay, we're doing it. And he's contracted for 4 years. I need to see a plan. Plan.
That's correct.
A slate, a direction. Here's my thing.
What you got?
This news does not excite me, nor do I hate it. James Gunn, unless James Gunn is James Gunn, his shit works with particular characters.
Right.
Not all of them.
Correct.
And that's what worries me. If he can differentiate and give us something that is, how can I put it? Because he's not necessarily directing all these things, but he'll have say in where this goes.
Yeah.
I want him to keep in mind the difference of the characters, the nature, the feel, the tones, where to interject things and when not. I don't need everything to be a Peacemaker type thing, or even a fucking Guardians for that matter.
Yeah.
Like, you're dealing with Batman, you're dealing with Superman, you're dealing with all these people.
I also don't need everything to be the hard R Suicide Squad, either.
Right. But you can make Batman some darkness, really, really dark, James. You can throw it that way. But so it just makes me, I'm curious. Like, I'm not jumping for joy when I hear this news. I'm shocked, but I'm not jumping for joy. Like I said, I'll need to see something to kind of just ease my mind. Because not like he brought us Henry or some shit. That was Rock's ass. So I'm like, so now what else what are you gonna do, buddy? Like, here we go. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, from what you just said is completely correct. I mean, at the end of the day, James Gunn has given us Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, which I think is a phenomenal movie. And then he's also given us The Suicide Squad, which I think is a very good movie. And then the other things that he's given us are pretty good. Like, I have been vocal that I wasn't the biggest fan of Peacemaker, but I do think that's more so on the character, and that's kind of the point of the character versus, it being his fault, besides the fact that, he kind of created the character and, steamrolled that. But what it does excite me about is kind of what you said at the beginning. James Gunn, like it or not, what DC people will say, James Gunn has got to experience Kevin Feige firsthand.
Yeah.
And been able to literally, Kevin has said, you have the Guardians, you're in charge of Cosmic, do your thing. Okay, but we need it to fit into a little bit of this. Give me some of this. Here's our overarching, situation. What's your thoughts? How can we collab? Type of thing to get to a certain point to where, in Infinity War, we're losing Gamora. The Guardians are massively part of it, and James is not directing that, but he's literally writing the dialogue for the characters, which is dope. And that's collaboration.
Right.
And so James Gunn being the creative sides, because that's kind of the way they spoke, because the other guy's a massive producer. So he produced Aquaman, the Conjuring movies, it seems like a bunch of horror. So I like, that guy will be business side. He'll be the logistics of, okay, I get that we want to do a Suicide Squad movie with every actor that's won Best Actor in the last 10 years, but we can't afford them. So what else we got? But having James Gunn be the guy starting to come up with the plan of what's our overarching story over the next 10 years. I think that's good. I think that's cool. And especially if he went out and wanted the job, it makes me feel like he has some ideas. Only thing
they just said, here's the whole fucking bag, make some ideas.
Yeah, well, that's so in the quote, it says our commitments to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the DC stable of characters is only equaled by our commitment to the wonder of human possibility these characters represent. The fact that Harley Quinn is in that sentence, I'm like, side character. We don't, her movie was not good. It was fine. I don't
know. She was her best in James's hands.
Well, correct. Side character.
No.
The fact that he's putting her in the list of the big four.
She's part of that big money maker that became popular for them over these past few years.
Not in her own movie. Movie didn't do very well.
That's a good point there.
So that's the only. And granted, James Gunn did work with the character personally, so I feel like that might be why he's saying that. Also, leaving the Flash out of the sentence is pretty funny.
Plus, also her, like I said, her show is huge right now, and he was also on her show.
Yeah,
that's probably why too.
But yeah, I think the choice is very interesting. Came out of the blue for sure, like you said. What?
Oh yeah, completely.
They're supposed to report November 1st, which is next week. And guess what? He's got a full fucking movie to finish with Volume 3. So that's interesting as well. Obviously, it's not like he's not going to be working on that diligently, but
right.
I'm guessing that he's going to be the one that's okay, we've got Henry Cavill back. Here's my ideas for this. Here's my ideas for this, and just kind of see what they can build up.
That gives a little bit of hope for the other guy. Maybe we'll see. We shall see. Right. I know I was like, this is bullshit. I know a rumor came out ever since. It was oh, Ben's be looking to sign on for some shits. I'm I'll believe that when it comes out the horse's mouth, just with this Henry shit. I went for 20 years, Henry's back, he's gonna pop in this. Never happened until
Headless.
This shit. Right. When fucking Ben says it or it drops,
correct.
Cool. Until then, I ain't hearing shit, homie. But the universe seems like it's starting to build. We're getting it here. We have Black Adam. We have The Rock. He's here to stay. He brought in Henry. He's officially back, which I'm really happy for. Yeah. If they can work on Ben, great. We already have Jason. Flash, we're gonna get a workaround. He's not gonna be anymore, so we're gonna figure out who the hell it's gonna be. And if you have that direction under Gunn, and if you convince these people hey, we know we fucked up in such and such and such, if we can guarantee you this, that, and that. You have your control. You have your say. We can partner in this for your characters, not shit like that. What can we do? That would give me some really good hope in terms of, okay, they're starting to play fucking smart. They're not trying to throw everything in one. They're trying to build out their universe. Like you said, Gunn has firsthand experience with this, with the man himself right now, Lord Feige, the one all bow down to. If you can bring it over here, that's golden.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I don't know, man. DC's trying. I guess they're trying.
That's kind of the thing, is what I've seen from DC in the last week. It makes me very excited to hear that they are literally bringing in somebody brand new and say, I'm guessing they're going to look at both of them and say, fix what we've got. Start from scratch wherever you'd like, whatever. Because, I mean, it's still crazy, but like, I'm not like a restore the Snyderverse person, obviously. I think everybody knows that. But like, the fact that we've had Darkseid in a Justice League movie built up, and then that has to kind of get squashed. It's like, do we never get to see him again? Like, do we have to figure out other stories? So that's the questions that I'm guessing James Gunn is walking in there asking. Can
you believe he just says, "Hey, we're continuing the story."
Like, hey, we're going
Snyderverse.
We're going to change everything, but like where that ended, we're gonna try to see if we can make it work. Like,
we're trying to pull from there,
because this could go into our Black Adam situation, but like, I don't want a Black Adam versus Superman movie next. Like, I want to see.
I don't want that next. No, not next.
I want Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
Massively. Like, so bad.
Yeah, I don't want that. Shouldn't be that should not be the next thing out. You shouldn't wait because none of them motherfuckers are necessarily young.
That's correct.
But
that's correct.
But definitely build to it. Just get your projects out and do it. But yeah, I'm curious, man. I'm curious. I'm here. We're gonna have two different DC worlds going on, which I'm all here for because we can absolutely do that. Just make sure those movies aren't coming out. We have the Batman 3 with the Batman.
Yeah.
Like, same fucking year. Just don't do that shit. And we'll be all right. Because that's just gonna start a whole fucking war within itself. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see where it goes, man. Do we know what Gal's situation is? Is she still like?
Yeah, I think she's still.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I wish she wasn't, but yeah, she's still part of this.
Okay.
She's here.
Okay, we shall see. We shall see. So just everyone's gonna be the same, but Ezra, pretty much.
Right. Which?
Ooh, does Cyborg come back? Is Ray Fisher? Is that still a thing?
I don't know if he would. Like, are the HR people the same? They get replaced. Like,
right? I'm like, ooh.
I don't know.
That's a.
At the end of the day,
what's right there.
This is what's sad, and it's just the way it goes. But like, I don't ever need to see Cyborg again. So like, if he was like, yeah, I'll come back, but I want 17 public apologies and I want 3 times the money of what I was getting before and all that, they'll be like, never mind, we're good. We'll just figure out another character. Like, it's just not worth the trouble. Legit, like, it's the same reason why, hey, Cyborg's best buddy, or what it should be, motherfucker's gonna get recast. So like, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, that Ezra shit's gone. All right. Before we get into our major 2, we have 2 left. 2 big ones. We want to save them. If you made it here this far, please hit the subscribe, thumbs up, and the notification bell. We appreciate you all so much. And again, like I said, if you felt like we missed anything, please let it be known in the comment section and/or during the live chat. Okay. A little movie came out. A little independent, only been developed for about 2 years.
Yeah.
So, they was on it, And that is The Atom of Black came out. The Rock, Teth Adam is finally here. hit the big screen. Right, finally. I love it. It's addicting. I just want to do it every time. Debuted over the weekend to a very strong opening weekend. The biggest in The Rock's career, which obviously I expected. Into, of course, naturally divisive reviews. More one side outweighing the other drastically. But overall movie itself, not going to go into a whole full thing. Basically, we just get the backstory of Black Adam. He was risen again after 5,000 years. JSA is like, what the fuck is this shit? Amanda Waller's like, go get his ass. That's it. Can't do that until a bigger fucking threat happens. They have to team up, take the motherfucker out, and then they're like, hey, thank you so much. Cool. Get the fuck off my my land. Thank you so much. And that's Black Adam. So, I'm gonna put this. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was very entertaining. Action fucking packed. Goddamn. Did not expect that much. I was a little nervous.
Didn't expect the action?
No, like that much action. Like this shit was like
okay.
Fucking. I was like, God damn. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's all they had.
The beginning worried me. I was like, ooh, this movie's gonna. Okay. It's rare as somebody for me who, likes a lot of shit from up and down and be like, okay, cool, I can find enjoyment in things, especially when it comes to comedy. The beginning, that brother, they were trying a lot to make him funny and a lot of moments hilarious that were just not. I was like,
talking about the fat guy?
Yes, I was like, we are trying a lot.
Yeah.
Very hard. In the narration of the story, I was like, this could be so much more badass if we had a better actor doing it. This kid, to me, was the worst thing of this entire fucking movie. I could not stand that kid. I was
talking
like,
about flashback kid.
No, the actual kid the main kid.
You're talking about Tony Hawk.
Yes. I'm like, oh my God. Like, one, he was very annoying. His acting was horrible.
Yeah.
I was like, dear God, why is he the center? Who looked at him and said, yep, that's it? What? I was like, oh, okay, fine. But after that, the minute The Rock came on screen, I was like, okay, sure, this is fun. We're having a good time here now. I'm just going with it. The story, you don't expect much. I mean, there's barely is one. He comes back, save us. The people need a champion. Oh, the devil's here. Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
The Rock was great. Dr. Fate, for me, was the fucking standout. That motherfucker was great. Pierce Brosnan, good job, sir. Hawkman was cool. Liked him as well. The other two were just kind of there. Atom Smasher and Cyclone. But Atom Smasher had a lot more to do than Cyclone did. Mm-hmm. But they served their purpose. The newbies just there, kind of like, come in where we need you. Dr. Fate and Hawkman will do the shit. The villain, very one note, just simple. Like, hey, I want the crown. I'm heir to the shit. Thank you. I'm the devil. So I was like, okay, it's just what it is. You are this one note villain. Got it. So I was just at that point, I was like, okay, I'm here for the Rock in action. Take me. And that's what they gave me, and I had fun. It was entertaining. Yeah. Go about it, and we will talk from there. Good sir. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought the movie was a massive disappointment, to be honest. I mean, in every facet, besides, I guess, the action, but even the action is almost, it's fucking redundant. Like, I don't know how many times I need to be proven that Hawkman is going to get absolutely bitched out. And then he just keeps walking up and he's like, you're going to surrender. And Black Adam's like, I could have murdered you 17 times. Like, can you shut the fuck up? And he's like, after you surrender, because I'm a badass and I got the medal. And it's like, okay. But with that being said, the movie is entertaining. Like, I had enjoyment for sure. I do not hate it as much as something like Love and Thunder. I think that it's kind of funny, but after we saw that last trailer, I said it almost seems like the movie is like a 90s to 2000s superhero movie being made today. And that's exactly what I got. It's cheesy. Its humor does not land at all. They showed up with an unfinished script, and they had a bunch of action to hide it. And that's exactly what those movies back then were. I despised like the fact that kid kept showing up. And not only that, but that motherfucker had to be on 4 wheels every time we saw him. I was like, this is so 90s, 2000s of like, he's the skateboard kid. Like, hey, you brought your children to come see this? They're supposed to resonate with that kid right there. That's our only shot. I hope you love him. And he's so annoying.
So bad.
And
so annoying. Oh my God.
The only person in the movie that I wanted to get their head blown the fuck off more was Atom Smasher. I could literally hear that actor died tomorrow, and I'd be like, well, at least we don't have to see him as Atom Smasher again. Like, I hated that's how much I hated it. Like, the fact that The Rock brought that guy in there to play a fucking 12-year-old.
It was for women. It was for women. Because
he's
girls
not,
are going fucking. He's not. No. But they fucking love this man to death, and
haven't seen one person see this movie that's a woman that liked him.
Oh well, he's in all this like Netflix like teeny boppy shits. People
that's the thing though
him.
Is how old is the fucking guy? Let me see how old this kid is.
Maybe 25.
He's 26, so he's a year younger than me, and he is acting 12. He's like, hey, he might as well have been like, I have a crush. And it's like, what the fuck is this storyline? Like, yeah. She's like, hot, like, okay. And he's like, yeah. It's about love. And it's like, what the fuck is it? Like, and the fact that the running joke is that he keeps fucking everything up. And
you and me.
And that's the thing is like, the character is everything I hate in a human being. He's a spoiled rich kid that got a hand-me-down suit and he thinks he's a superhero.
From the fucking Fonz, by the way.
Exactly. And
I was like, oh shit.
The problem is, why did they give him a shot? There's so many other people. Like, King Shark is a better fit than him for that role. Like, at least they're like, we got to put up with this, but gets his shit done. This kid's just not even getting his shit done. So I don't know. I absolutely hated
Black Adam one good time. Give him a little smash.
Congrats, man. Like, until he decided to get up, and he was like, guys, am I supposed to keep holding him? Oh, I can't. It's like, oh, good. Just go ahead and hit your leader again. But yeah, Dr. Fate was relatively cool. He was real worried. He was worried a lot. And then his death was absolutely idiotic and fucking hilarious that they thought that was a good idea.
Didn't think he had to die, at least that way. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, yeah.
But the flying knee was dope.
No, there was one shot in this movie that literally made me look over, and everybody was like, oh fuck, that was dope. And if you don't remember it, you're about to. It's, hey, Fate, I need a distraction. And he brings it back to old school. And that fucking bird becomes Hawkman for just an absolute, just rocked his ass. That was unbelievably awesome. That is the only time I was like, oh wow, this movie could be good. And never did they do anything that cool again.
I don't think so. I think also because I'm a fucked up individual. But one of the things I loved about this was just I'm glad, and I mentioned this before when we talked about it, it's like I want you to show me that Black Adam does not give a fuck. Like I want him to
Sure.
go and just annihilate everyone he comes across, human or whatever the fuck. And I love that he did that. And it's like the whole opening when he woke him up, he was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking all of you up." And
Sure.
he just kept doing that throughout the whole film, and that I loved. I love the fights. Like the first fight when he first fought him in the jazz set, I thought that was dope. But then I did get to a point where I'm like, Hawkman, bruh,
Like,
just let it,
let it
just
be,
let it
man.
go. Let it go, bro. It's not gonna work. And I thought it was cool. Visually, it was cool. Like had some good stuff in it. Is it the greatest movie of the year? No. Is it the greatest DC film? No. It's one of the better ones. I've researched what we got. Yeah, sure. It's not comparing it to much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. Had a good time.
Yeah.
It sucks though because I think this is one of those again where, like I said, good or bad, I just fucking hate Rotten Tomatoes. I think this really took a hit.
I hate it that it had its real score before, and then the Snyder people came in and rose it real high because it deserves to be at about a 60, and now it's all nice and pretty and everything. This movie's fucking bad.
What's the critic score for it now?
Let's see. Audience score is a 90 now, which is absolutely hilarious.
That's cool. I accept that. That's fine. Audience is always gonna love that shit more than critics. That's
critics
what's made
score 39%.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh. That's stupid.
But I haven't even got to talk about like everything I said was writing. The direction of this movie is horrid when it comes to editing, sound mixing. My boss and I cannot get over the fact that like there were random moments in the movie where audio was not synced with different channels in the theater. Like the opening monologue has that kid doing like a voiceover.
Should have never had him
and
do that shit
there
ever.
was an echo coming from the speakers through the screen, and my left ear are off, and so it's a full-blown echo. It's a half second off, and it was so strange. And I looked it up on Twitter, and people were like, what was up with the audio mixing of this movie? So because I thought it was my own theater.
I didn't peep that.
So that's one thing that's super strange. The villain is awful. Don't even get me started on the villain.
Fucking Jafar was not great.
I talked to somebody that was like, I loved it. And I was like, what would you give it? And they said 9 out of 10. I said, what was the villain's name? And they were like, I have no idea. So weird. That's usually a pretty big part is,
Yeah, no, 9 out of 10. That's a bunch. But
I don't know, man. This movie massively disappointed me. The quote that was funny so Kenny and I sat after the theater in the parking lot and talked about this movie for like an hour and a half or so, like 2 hours. It was hilarious. But I was excited for him to see it because he's been dying to see this. And, things happened the way they were. And I came out and we were talking, and he was like telling me all these positives about, like, he was kind of like retorting me. And finally I was like, what would you give it out of 10? And he was like, 4 or 5. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I would have given it a 6. And I was like, that's what's so funny is he's like, yeah, I got some enjoyment out of it, but like, it's not good. And the quote from him that stuck with me, and this is the truth, is, and I've had to have this happen. And that is, he's like, it really sucks, but I cannot recommend this movie to anyone. Like, period. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody, spend 2 hours of your time on this movie because there's a very good chance you'll hate it. So, like, I'm good. Because it really is one of those where for a $200 million budget, the fact that this is what we got is laughably bad. And if this is what it meant to like have Black Adam show up, and this is what the fans want and all this kind of shit, the fuck it is. I'd like a movie that seems like it was made this decade. I'd like a movie that had a script that seemed like it had more than 2 drafts. Like,
I think it would have definitely benefited from a different director. I think it was just comfort that he got into it because The Rock has worked with him before.
This is on The Rock, 100%.
So
he hired the director. He produced the movie. That was one thing Kenya and I talked about, is like, this was a situation where they had a script and he went and got a director he was comfortable with and said, make my script. And there's no input coming from this director. He just took the shots and put them on screen.
Yeah.
And so that's on The Rock. The Rock costs so much money. He should be able to make me a better final product. Like, so this is the other thing. So like I've talked about this before, but so my boss came with me too. Mm-hmm. This is the first time this ever happened I've worked with him for 4 years. Been going to movies with him for 4 years. This is the guy that saw Love and Thunder, loved it. This is a guy that watches literally like the worst movies ever. And he's like, I watch them twice a year. I think they're great. Like I never can remember. What's the one with Travolta that's like
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth. He watches that twice a year. Loves it.
That's unfortunate.
And this movie ended before the after credit scene. And he said, can we leave? And I was like, there's an after credit scene. And he's like, I think I just want to leave. And I was like, really? And he's like, that was really bad. And I've never heard him say that about a movie. And so I don't know if maybe he had higher expectations for it, even though he didn't even know the movie was coming out until that day when I said, hey, I have a ticket for you if you want it. And he was like, oh, fuck yeah. But I've never seen him react that way. Like, it was very surprising to me.
Jesus.
So that's that. But that's the thing is, like, I'm not going to say that it's that bad either. But he's like,
I think it's just what came attached to it, the expectation, the history.
History of what? My boss doesn't know any of that shit.
Oh, he has. Oh, yeah, I guess he doesn't. I guess for most people that's the case then.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like that's what I mean by like, my boss is the definition of that audience score 90% of the time, and that's the thing is people are going and seeing this movie and walking out going, I cannot believe The Rock made that. Like, The Rock is supposed to be Tom Cruise on actual steroids. Like, Tom Cruise is a crazy motherfucker that brings box office and is likable and charismatic, and then put him on steroids and you have The Rock. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. And whereas we have video proof of Tom Cruise screaming at people on his sets for not doing their job correctly and jeopardizing the movie, this feels like The Rock was just getting paid. The Rock's walking around just going like, I'm the badass here. I run the set. This is my movie. And I get my money no matter what. So let's just fucking do this. And that's what it felt like. And then he gets paid even more to come around and, market the fucker, because that's what he really is good at. And guess what? It's not going to fly for me, man. Like, it really is not. This, like, even, like, that after credit scene is fucking horrendous. Like,
I just thought it was cool as fuck seeing those two and him back.
It's not, though, because it doesn't mean shit. If you're just showing, like, that's the whole thing, is The Rock thinks we care about only seeing shit with our eyes. Doesn't matter about the story, doesn't matter about context, doesn't matter about anything. That's just
the beginning. What did you want to do?
No, I'm talking about the whole movie. I'm talking about the whole movie.
About the end credit. I was like,
what's the deal? So we're talking to Amanda Waller, and she's like, "Hey, be cool, or I'm gonna send somebody to come get you." She's like, "I got people that can do it," and he's like, "Send them all." And it's like, this motherfucker's been hiding in the dark this whole time. He knew you're gonna say that. Like, how about an after credit scene that's 15 seconds longer that shows me a wide shot of Superman up, getting the sun's rays and like hearing that and being like, oh ho ho, and then going down. Like, give me something.
That would have been cooler.
Like, it could have ended there. Like, all of a sudden just cut to Superman in the sun and him listening and him just being like, that son of a bitch, and go and just take off. And that's the end.
I wanted the face-to-face meet, but I do like your idea.
They weren't even
of
on set together. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I thought they were. But they could have been. Who fucking knows? But I did like that. I just thought it was a quick little. That was basically. It wasn't expensive a throwaway. It was to confirm Henry back and to give the fans what they wanted. That's all it was. It'll be set up, of course, from the future going forward. But that was literally that was fan service, literally. And I'm one that personally, like, once he gets like Shazammed out again and his costume's all nice and pretty, I'm like, I preferred the badass grungy one.
Correct.
To be honest, I'm like, oh, he's too shiny and clean now.
Like, all of a sudden he's a hero, and then he's like, send them all, Amanda Waller. It's like, I thought you didn't want to leave. Like, why are you arguing with her?
Oh, that's the thing. He's like, that's what's at the end. Like, I'll protect your shit. I'm not gonna stay up. Like, I'll come and do my shit back and forth when I need to. But he's like, you ain't gonna tell me what I'm about to do or not either, motherfucker.
He doesn't need to. He's the savior of that random fucking made up place. Like, what's it called?
Conduct.
Yeah.
Conduct. Yeah.
That's the thing. So, Amanda Waller should not have direct contact with Superman. I agree.
She has it with everybody.
And fan service is not like, that's the whole thing. Is okay. I'm not gonna say fan service is not good, but as someone who is a fan,
it can go both ways.
After seeing the movie that I saw, then to see Henry Cavill's face connected to it, I'm massively worried for his future.
I'm not. What? Why?
Because what do you mean why? Because he just signed a fucking unbelievable contract to get him to come back. He does not give a shit about the script. Just like The Rock. Why would you? He's making $1 million in episodes on Netflix doing The Witcher. He did not need to come back. He's got 3-4 more seasons of the fucking Witcher to do. He's set.
I don't know. I think you're thinking too hard into it. He loves the character of Superman.
That doesn't matter. Ben Affleck loved the character and he fucking dipped.
Okay, WB is fucking assholes, yeah.
That's what I mean. And Black Adam sucks. So like, if you don't think like it's still the studio. Like,
we'll see. I'm not overreacting over a fucking cameo scene. We'll see.
But I'm just saying, like, oh, that's fan service. I just watched this movie, and now as a fan of that character and that actor as that character, I'm very worried that he's back. I wish they had just recasted him so that they could fuck it all up. But now they're going to ruin him more than what, Joss's Justice League tried to. And like,
I don't think we're just talking about how we're looking forward, so you can't go back and say it's now.
No, that's the problem. No, that's the thing. I tweeted it out today. I look forward to the future of DC minus everything that's already been shot. I look forward to when James walks in and says, here's the ideas that I've got. What do we all think? And like, let's build out from that. But I hope he's like, I don't care about how Aquaman 2 ends. Here's what I've got. I don't care about Black Adam with this. We need to establish this. I hope he walks in there and goes, can you quit fucking with Superman? You're a Shazam villain. That'd be great. I would really like to see somebody do that where, I don't know, man. Like, it's so...
I just don't want to see him going against Shazam.
Well,
I'd much rather Superman.
But why? Like, why not?
It makes more sense and looks better. I guess. I'm not going to believe.
So you're only thinking about the action.
Yes, I know.
And that's the thing, is that's the last thing I care about.
I know, but I want to believe what I'm seeing too. I think they'll be able to make it work if they want to go in that direction. I think they'll be able to make it work story wise. But I'd rather see both of those story and action wise lead up to a Superman than Shazam. I'm just gonna laugh watching this. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But we'll see what they do. I'm just letting them guide me. Show me what you got. I think they may go your route and be like, okay, after this string of films that come out, start our own little shit and go from there. Or they might try to continue it. Who knows? We gotta wait for Gunn to pull the trigger on his plans and see what's going on.
Can I throw out one last thing? This was a massive surprise to me. You saw it in IMAX, right?
I did.
Any IMAX sequences? I don't remember one.
I don't think so.
So that was what was funny. So saw the movie. That was one thing my boss that Friday. So we saw it Thursday night. My boss, he came in and he was first thing as soon as I walked in the thing, he was like, "We got to talk about this." Like he was upset, and he was talking about the theater, and he was like, "I think there was something wrong with our theater with the audio," and that was when I did research and found out it wasn't just us. But at the same time, when he brought that up, I was like, I wonder if our theater got like a fucked up copy because we had no IMAX sequences. And I was like, I know this had IMAX sequences because The Rock uploaded the IMAX version of the trailer on his YouTube. And so I pulled them up because for that last trailer, The Rock uploaded his own and then Warner Brothers uploaded their own. And I put them side by side, and the Rock, they just zoomed it in to where it filled the whole frame. That movie was never shot with an IMAX camera. And it's like, it's fucking Black Adam. Like, you're emphasizing the action, and like the fact that they didn't shoot any of it in IMAX is very interesting to me. So I was just, I don't know. I was very interested in that.
I don't recall actually, because I've been trying to say it again, but I'm not gonna hold you. That's what I'm saying. It's the effect of, rotten and all that shit. It hurt it badly. Like on a fucking Saturday open weekend, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see this shit again. That theater was like, I was like, where the fuck?
I mean, my opening night there were 15 people in the theater.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And that just made me up something like, I hate that shit. But yeah, I've been trying to see it again. But seeing the theaters, I've been discouraged because I'm one of crowd energy and big things and all this. Like it helps the experience. I love that. And that's also what that's also why in the beginning of the film I was like, ooh, this may be rough with the comedy, because they kept trying and nobody in our theater was making a sound. So I was like, whoa.
The only time I remember laughing, and it's a cheap joke, but it was when he dropped that guy and then tried to throw his catchphrase in there.
Oh yeah.
And like that part made me laugh like a little bit.
Tell him the man in black said.
Yeah. But oh my god, don't even fucking get me started on the dialogue, man. It was just the fact that this guy from 5,000 years ago is like, what's his face? Fate said, was that sarcasm? And this 5,000-year-old being said, very much so.
Very much so.
It's like, that's not fucking the way it works, man. Like,
I think they was putting that up to the godly like things, because when he wasn't, he was back to like, I can't speak a lick of fucking English, but when I'm a god, everything's there. That's like, I noticed that. I was like, oh, okay, got it. So I put it up to that, and I guess that makes sense. You're a fucking god. You're all knowing.
We'll talk about those face replacements too. Yikes!
Which ones?
Those head replacements for when The Rock's supposed to be the skinny guy
is floating around. Yeah, I was like, he's a lot smaller than The Rock. CGI there, but Super Speed was a good shot. I mean, I don't mind that. Kind of what happens when you elongate going fucking. It looked funny. I was like, I get what they're doing, but it looked funny.
Shazam 2 trailer looked bad. Well, that's months old. You got to remember how early on they made that trailer.
It was
slang included. Yeah,
I'm trying to think what else going on, but yeah, I just can't. And I think a lot of the dialogue wouldn't. It'll still be bad, but it'll be performed better if they had better actors to do so. So I'm
Well,
like, you have these people that good or bad dialogue. The Rock is charismatic as fuck. He makes it
see,
work. You
that's
have a
the thing.
kid. I'm just like,
So Kenya said basically what you just said. He was like, I don't think anybody else could play Black Adam, and like continued. And I was like, you know what? I think 1,000 people could have just done what he just did, because he didn't get to have any of this charisma. He's just pissed off and stoic the whole time. And like the whole thing about The Rock is he's like an asshole. Like he's sarcastic, he's quick. And like this is not that, like it did not work for me. Like even just him as a character, I was like, he's boring. Like the only thing that's exciting about him is when he just randomly decides to fucking kill somebody. When Hawkman's like, hey, don't kill them, we can talk to him. And he's like, I'm gonna kill him. And like it's not funny. And that was the other thing too, is
like, hey, I waited for you.
The movie like half the time, because I thought that they had marketed it as a lie, and I thought that they changed Black Adam's like whole storyline. And the way it was told, I thought that he was the kid. The way it was told from the very beginning, I was like, oh shit, they changed his story. And I was like, it makes so much sense as to why he's talking and making no sense and being so stupid, is because he is Shazam. He's a kid that can't control his emotions and can't do these things. And I was like, okay, now it makes sense as to why I can't fucking stand him. And then no, he's the dad. And I was like, that sucks. It sucks that they didn't fuck up his origin, but I had kind of like sold myself. I was like, okay, that way he can go against Shazam and it makes sense because they're both kids. No.
Yeah, no.
It's fucking
he's never a kid. I didn't think he was super annoying. I just think he was they tried to do the fish out of the water story. And like Kenya said, the Terminator 2 aspect, let me teach you things, how to say things, this, that, and that. You're from a different era and all that. I'm like, I get it. Some worked, some did. I think I said it would have worked better for me if the kid was better. At least could have tolerated it a lot better.
Yeah.
But the kid was just so fucking horrible. And his face never changed. He had the same expression for everything. Like nothing. And even his ADR was bad in certain
awful
scenes.
Yeah,
hey, come on, guys. I'm like, oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So it was just.
Don't even get me. The one scene that annoyed the shit out of me was when the whole he goes and gets the whole city. Gotta be on a skateboard.
Oh yeah.
Riding up, but then they fight the demons, and then the demons disappear, and they just won the Stanley Cup. They're like, oh yeah, let's fucking go. Like they're all like hype. And I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like it was watching the mom, she was like, yeah. And I'm like, y'all just fought demons. Like, how about you be afraid? Like, be worried that just happened and you almost died?
They can't. They're standing up for their city, man. It's that city pride.
I hope their city burns to the fucking ground. I really do. Jay-Z's not going to sue because he wrote a song for the fucking movie. I just don't remember hearing it ever. Do you?
There was a Jay-Z song, I think. I forgot which one it was.
Because you have the song is in both trailers.
Right.
But I don't remember it from the movie.
That wasn't in the movie, no.
Then you have Kanye's that fucking.
Yes. I was like, why?
Oh my god, the soundtrack is fucking awful.
I was like, why did you put Kanye in here? Why is this song? No one man should have all the power. Just fucking going around fucking people. Like, why is this a song of choice?
Yeah.
Oh god, in the beginning, what song did they play in the slow mo?
I know, I'm trying to remember now. Up? It was so bad.
Oh, that song. I just don't know what version it was because they made 50 different versions of that song.
Something about Painted Black, whatever.
Yeah, fucking no.
Oh my god.
The jet scene wasn't in the movie. It was not.
Correct. What the fuck was?
Yeah, the jet scene was not in the movie. I thought about that after the fact. I was like, wait. Yeah. Where is his Iron Man moment? Didn't happen.
Correct.
But anywho, all right, that was Black Atom. Like I said, for me, fun and enjoyable.
Out
Not
of
a great
10,
movie,
do you have
but
a
I would have went with you like around a 6,
okay?
6.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
slow-mo.
I probably
So
would have
bad.
went around there. Yeah, no. There was a lot of damn slow mo. I thought Zack Snyder did this shit. I was like,
Mhm.
oof, a lot of slow mo. Um, oh, and I want to say before we move on, and this pissed me off because she was great in the fucking show, but fucking
Oh my god, that
Peacemaker
cameo,
chick,
horrible.
I was like, oh, where did all the acting go?
James Gunn's wife, by the
Oh,
way.
yes. Bro, that line delivery was horrible.
Yeah,
I was like, this is not the same chick from Peacemaker.
right. No
What?
charisma for the whole. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god, I was so lost. I was like, wow, this is.
She literally, she's been demoted to shipping at Amanda Waller's. She's just like accepting the Amazon delivery. Like, bring him in. Yeah,
Right.
I'll lock him up.
And Viola's sitting pretty with that bag on the set of Woman King. It was like,
That's
give me
what I
a
was about
fucking
to say.
laptop.
She's in her fucking living room. Just
Give me a
absolutely
laptop.
living
I was
life.
like, I'll just save my shit. Here you go. And that is it.
Oh, she
Shove it
just
up
stares
your
at
ass,
him.
dude.
She's like, yeah. She's like, okay, Teth Adam.
Right.
Gonna act all right.
It's like, you got my attention.
Yeah.
No, don't move your ass past this fucking fence.
Which
You know,
also,
that-
like,
that
she
was like
needs to
some
shut the
hood
fuck
shit.
up. Like, I don't know. That's
That was some hood. That was a hood exchange for me. You trying to be step around here, cuz? What you about to do about it, Nick? What up? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
that was a hood exchange.
I'm
The
about to
whole
call my
fucking
people.
thing.
He's like, call him. Call him.
Why?
Call him,
Call
Popo.
motherfucker? What you mean?
Call him, Popo.
I'll run up on the house right now. Right. Call the Absolutely. Oh my good God. Oh my God. Her fro stays high too. Yes, it does. That
But it
fro
does.
be sitting. That 10 out of 10 movie fro. Fucking Amanda Waller. Always.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. So now we got a finale to talk about. And boy, oh boy. The House with Dragons in it debuted their finale. God damn. We're just going to talk about it. I'm not going to sit up here and just fucking play by play. But what was I trying to change again under the...
Oh my God! When he kicked those guys' asses as his normal self,
Oh, yeah.
and then drowned because he dove into the water. Stupid ass. What the fuck is this movie, man? It's fucking awful.
He couldn't get the thing out of his mouth until he was underwater, you know? He just had to wait till he was submerged.
Like, he was getting shot at, but like they should have lit him. Like, this is one thing Kenny and I were talking about. Like, they should have lit him up and had him on the ground dying. And what I said was they should bring that fucking slow-mo back. He had plenty of it. And I said they should have slowed it down and watched a bullet go straight through that mask horizontally. Like, him turn away and it's supposed to hit him dead in the face, and it goes through that mask and allows him to get out a whisper of Shazam. And even though he's lit up, bleeding all over the place, bleeding out, and then he fucking destroys that whole just like layer, underwater layer. Which, what technology is she using to hold the ocean back?
Yeah.
That you can just dive through it.
That's
What if
just
he went
underwater
to dive through it
technology.
and he just ran into the wall? It's like, oh, I gotta turn off the field, I guess.
Wait, let's put the force field down. Guy, here you go. Now you're good.
He's trying to get the shit out of his mouth.
Right, and I would have been like, he's lucky as what else to do, because the minute I fucking Shazammed, and I'm like, okay, Waller, where the fuck you at, bro? And shit would have just been problematic. But I know he was needed elsewhere. I would have came back. All right, sorry, I digress. House of the Dragon. So it's the last episode. I really fucking loved it.
Okay.
But at the same time, my blood pressure was like, oh my God, what the fuck? It didn't go in the direction I thought it was going to go. It was a lot more subdued
Sure.
of an episode. about halfway, and I was like, we're almost over here. There's still a lot of fucking talking. Is anything gonna happen? But it isn't like huge and eventful wise.
Right.
I love the fact that regardless of the bullshit happening over there, you are our queen. When fucking Aaron or Eric, whichever fucking one he was,
The twin.
Right.
Horrible names there, George R. R. Martin. You have
Yes.
Eric and Arik.
Yes.
And they are identical twins.
I'm like, whichever fucking one you were.
With their accent, Eric is Arik already. So you just have but yes, correct.
Yeah,
Continue,
I was like,
sorry.
all right. Brings her daddy's crown. I was like, I fucking love this. This is great.
That crown
After the
looks
fact,
good, too.
it
Love
really
it.
looks fucking good. After the fact, she just lost her damn baby.
Horrible scene, by the way.
I was like, holy
Fuck.
shit. Me personally, I thought she was about to pop out a dragon. I thought she was.
So in the book, which apparently I think Hannah said that they showed it, in the book, she miscarries a baby, and it has a dragon's tail. Like, and the whole thing is she like calls it a monster because it's such a horrible birth, and then ends up being a monster. But yeah, so good, interesting that you thought you might see that, because that's kind of the source material.
I did think I was going to see that, and the way they kept like cutting between her and the dragon, I was like, wait,
dragon, yeah,
right. But it's just her feeling her pain. But I was like, I get it. But that sucks. Rhaenys pops up, is like, yo, they coming for you, homie, and your daddy dead. We need to figure this shit out. It wasn't my war to start. Sorry, but they coming for you. At least I'm telling you this shit. I'm out. I was like, okay. So everyone takes the knee, recognizes her as queen. Rhaenys, what the fuck her name? What is it again?
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys still didn't bow to shit. She's like, yeah, this is nice. That's cool.
I got to talk to my husband.
Yeah, it's like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
So then a plan comes to action. They meet around a very badass fucking table, war table, map table, whatever. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, with the fire underneath.
Yes. And everyone's just like, hey, we have this. We have 2,500 fucking dragons to their one.
Here's our allies over here.
Right. We have all these people. We have to remind these motherfuckers of their promise. They bent. They did this. Declare this. That. Very politics. And then Daemon's like, bitch, fuck that. Kill everyone. No. Because she's like, listen, you ain't about to make a move unless I say so. He was like, fuck that shit. I'm doing everything until little fucking... Which one was he? Jace or not Jace? Yeah, just a Jace? Jace the older one, right?
Her oldest son, yeah.
It's Jace. Yeah, you ain't doing that shit. Mama said... He said, shut up. Come here.
Yeah. It's like, let me show you loyalty.
Right. Come here, homie. And the king's guards, he's like, listen, you have two choices. You better get your shit fucked up right now, or you can pledge to the queen. And if you even try some shit down the road, if you bullshit pledge, and at the end say, nah, I'm good, we're gonna fuck you up.
He's like, it's gonna be a worse death.
Yes.
It's like,
you're gonna feel this shit.
Yeah.
Slow as hell, homie. So Daemon has a fucking spaz out, chokes the shit out of Rhaenyra. I was like, you should be dead after that, my friend. And power and this and that, and she brought up the Song of Ice and Fire. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she was like, oh, you ain't know.
Yeah.
Which I'm half and half on why she should be surprised, because the king's like, yeah, this is a fucking secret that only, but I don't know, he was supposed to be the heir, but
he was the heir.
He was the heir, right.
But I don't still didn't trust his ass.
Right. And you think she'd know that shit too. But I'm like, okay, but she probably thought like you were heir. He probably told you this too.
Like, no. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. He's sitting there going, hey, as the heir, you know this. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And that just shows you that's that. I love that part, because that was a time where him and his brother had plenty of differences throughout all the years and all these things, but like he still loved his brother. And to find out from the jump, first episode, he's the problematic heir.
Yeah.
But he was the heir. And if Viserys died right then, he's king. And to find out he never fucking trusted me as his heir. He was on the council. He ran the city guard or whatever, like all these things. But he never really trusted me as the heir. And I think that because he just immediately dips and is like, fuck it, I'm going to war. Like, he's like, I'm going to go die. It's like kind of how he feels, which is he feels abandoned. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was a good little scene. And then Otto's stupid ass. Right. I'm like,
fucking kill him.
It's a fifth time this man avoided being burnt the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm like, dear God. Tried to play on the heartstrings. Like, listen here. Here's a page from when we was fucking each other. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Be allegiance. She's like, yeah, no, fuck you, traitor. I'll think about it. And then old boy is up. He's up and awake. We get the return of, what's his name? Corlys.
Yeah.
Corlys
Velaryon.
Corlys Velaryon. With his wife by his side. She's like, motherfucker, you left me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. Your brother's dead. Sorry about it.
Daemon took his head.
Right. Daemon took his head. He spoke some wild shit and he got fucked up for it. And now we're in the brink of war. And this woman that you're sitting there talking shit about is the only thing holding the realms together, my friend.
That I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Because he wakes up and he's like, you're fucking right. I'm done. Let's go live off. We won't pledge to either. And we're out. And she's like, actually, I like her now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit. Okay.
She turned the fuck around. And plus, our kids are getting married to her. So, or to her kids.
Yeah.
But I love that she challenged that. She's like, listen, homie, your ambition for this throat, for everything has fucked us.
Yeah.
Like, you have not gone about this smart at all. Like, look what it's caused. And I like that. And to me, this shit, the next scene with the table, all of them there, is one of my favorite scenes of the season. Up with like the Viserys walk, the Viserys walk, with everything. Like, I got goosebumps. Like when everyone was just there. He's
when Corlys comes in and like starts.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he's like, I got my fleet, and we're with you, and like that shit. Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit! Like him looking back at his kids, seeing the future, and then seeing all of this, and I'm just like, you know what? You have the full power. I was like, oh my god.
Well, that was the thing too. Is I like how, because he was like saying something, and he was like, they pledged, they bent the knee to you, and they bent the knee, and she was like, so did you.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I need to hear the fucking answer here, because your wife still hadn't bent the knee to me this whole time. So she's like, kind of need to know where we stand. And you just see him kind of looking around, and he spoke with Rhaenys, and so they've confirmed this is what they want. I also love that the whole time he's always been like, hey, Rhaenys, you were supposed to be queen, and he respects her in that way. Yeah. Like she told him what she wanted, and he was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so then he's like, the fleet is with you, and blah blah blah. And it was like, oh fuck it. Like that's the first time you see Rhaenyra go like, okay, war is possible because I have them. Like, I have somebody on my side that can help. And then he's like, we're gonna block off their trades. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, he's like already started that. And I was like, oh my god. And then Rhaenys is like, I'm gonna get on my dragon right now and go fuck that shit up.
Yeah. I've taken control of the triarchy. And all their people come to. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, okay.
It's like, that's what the fuck you do, man. This is a man that's been through some shit, and he knows how to do it.
He's like, I ain't get this shit slit for no goddamn reason. Like, like it was worth it. As like the look that Rhaenys gives after like just accepting. He's like, we got.
She's like, that's right.
Yeah. I was like, hey. And then she's like, hey, mama, let us send some messages. We got some dragons. We can get there quicker. Let's get this shit on the roll. Mama says, fine, go right ahead. Oh, man. You sent this little timid motherfucker.
Poor Luke.
To do this. So she sent his ass to Storm's Landing, what the fuck it's called?
Storm's End.
Storm's End, yeah, what the fuck? She's like, listen, it's the shortest. You can take it. You and a little baby dragon, y'all go. He does. He presents him. Minute he lands, the very second I see that goddamn dragon.
You see fucking Godzilla over the
I'm
wall.
like, you know
there?
what, Mom? I tried.
That's the thing. You best believe. I would dip out, go halfway home, wait a day, go back.
Right.
Like,
it's like, what happened? I think we should just wait a day.
Exactly.
Let me go tomorrow.
Well, I'll be all right. Jay said no. Just keep it a secret. You know, he'll come back, and I'll have already been back still, and we'll be good.
I'm like, listen, I'll be back there on the morrow. All right, mother, it's fine.
On the morrow.
On the morrow, we'll have our answer. Because I was like, don't go, kid, don't go. But he kept going because he wants to, prove himself.
He's doing, and he's doing his job for his mom, for the queen,
for his mama. Gets there to this fucking idiot of a goddamn king. He's like, well, shit. What do you bring me? I ain't got shit fucking here. He just tell me, remember?
That's the thing. Like,
cool.
I wish that kid would have been like, hey, besides that big motherfucker out there, you don't got any other dragons that would really fuck with us. So you might want to change your tune, is what he should have said. But he was so scared and so timid, and I felt so bad
scared
for him.
I was like, he's not ready for all this, bro.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we walks in there, Aemon's ass, just chilling, looking like fucking Hannibal Lecter.
And
just...
What's his face is one of the guy's daughters, already betrothed. That's what his family gave him. Mm-hmm. So it's like he knew there was no chance of. He's like, I'm already betrothed. Like, can't. It's tough.
He's like, my ass went at home for me, homie. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you. But you can remember the promise you made, or we're gonna fuck you up. He's like, listen, no. Aemon automatically was like, yo, I want your eyeball, son.
Yeah.
Give it to me right now. Look at this fucking.
He's got the space
sapphire shit, right? Goddamn Sailor Moon on my eyeball, and you walk around here chilling. No. He says like, you know what? Fuck it. You're not gonna fight on my own shit. Bye.
Yeah.
The minute the king said not in my hall, I was like, oh, all right, we going dragging back. I was like, fuck. And goddamn, this kid's running outside, looking around, pausing for like an hour. I'm like, what are you doing? Get the fuck on and go. Like this whole sequence, bro, I'm just anxious.
Yeah.
Like I'm standing up on my couch. I'm like, go. The big mother Godzilla's gone. I'm like, fuck. The whole time he's flying through the sky, I'm like, when? When is it gonna happen? When? Where is it coming from? Because he's hunting him down this whole time.
Yeah.
And they do that beautiful, haunting ass fucking shot from below. Oh.
Yeah. Where you just see how monstrous that fucking dragon is. That was the whole thing. Is like, I think all of us were like, when he first walks out of that castle, you're like, go, hurry the fuck up. Yeah. And then that shot shows you he could have left 15 minutes ago. Yeah. And that dragon's gonna catch him so fucking quick. I mean, like, just it's tough.
It is. I'm just like, Jesus. So the flying through, maneuvering, he's counting on speed, all that shit. I'm like, yes, get him. Goes in the caves and all that shit. I'm like, cool, leave him alone. Because Aemon wants to be a dickhead to prove a point and be a fucking bully and just keep going. Meanwhile, the dragons are like, fuck you, cuh. This shit's serious. This shit's serious. This motherfucker's spitting fire. Hell no. So basically, it's just turfing. It's beefing right now with the dragons. Nobody listening to nothing.
Yeah, literally, baby dragon said, "Get off my ass."
Yes. And right.
Got some road rage.
It's like, yo, back up, homie. Like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
So he goes to he flies up to heaven and shit. He's like, oh fuck, this is beautiful and lovely. Goddamn, just comes right out the bitch, chomps him the fuck up. I was like, oh my god, like, bro, I was so set back. I was doing a tweet along.
Yeah.
With the shit. They just fucking like. I expected him to like, okay, he maybe just got the dragon and this little motherfucker's just falling, and maybe Aemon's gonna go try and like catch him or some shit. Nah, he's just
welcome to Game of Thrones, my boy.
he's getting shit out at the end of the evening.
Yeah, that's correct.
And Daemon gives Rhaenyra the news, and any thought of just resilience or hesitancy or just like mercy, everything is
Trying
just
to take the high road.
gone.
Yeah, no.
Gone. You just started war, my friend. I tried to be cool. I tried to be reasonable. Done. Your ass is mine.
Yeah.
And then it just ends. Good God. This episode stressed me out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think, man? Like, talk.
No, I mean, it's so this is one thing too that you'll kind of have to learn, but because really both of these episodes are laid out the same way, which I think is the point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, unlike most other shows, Game of Thrones is kind of known for, especially the 9th episode of a season, but maybe 8th and 9th, that's when like shit hits the fan. And finales usually are kind of like this, where they're more like setting up the future, but like prior to that is kind of finalizing certain things. And so you're kind of just getting a lot of dialogue, and so we get finalized, like here's Rhaenyra's new council, here's the people that she has on her side type of thing, and you're like, okay, I like this team, I like these people, whatever. It's kind of just setting the groundwork, and then you most definitely get a setup for season 2 with that fucking last look. I mean, it tells you.
That last look she was phenomenal this fucking episode.
Oh my God, this was the first time Emma D'Arcy really got to just flex.
Yeah,
and she did.
She flexed hard, bro.
So this is what was funny was, I was leaving work, and my coworker never watches it on Sundays. He watches it on Mondays. And so he comes in on Tuesdays and he talks to me about it. And we had been super busy all day, and we were finally about to leave, and he was like, hold on. He was like, that poor fucking kid. Like, he just started like screaming, and I was like, what? Oh, and like I didn't even know what he was talking about. And he was like, first of all, I thought somebody said that Vhagar was only 5 times the size of these dragons. He's like, that thing's way bigger than that. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's 5 times the size from Game of Thrones with that girl, her biggest dragon. I think he's 5 times bigger than her biggest dragon. Yeah. So like, that's crazy. But he was like going off, and he was like, man, he was like, when he showed up and he was like, you saw that giant fucking thing over there? He's like, man, she's like, I was screaming at my TV, leave, turn around. And like,
Bob and weave, motherfucker, Bob and weave.
And and I mean, the thing that's interesting is the added idea, because from what I understand in the book, this is not really the case about the dragons kind of doing their own thing. But I like it in the sense of Aemond as a character. I mean,
Viserys said that shit in the beginning. He's like, they're fools. I think we control these motherfuckers.
Yeah, correct. That's correct. But I like how now Aemond has a decision to make as he flies home, because he obviously looked petrified.
Well, because he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to kill him.
He wanted to scare the shit out of that kid.
Right.
Possibly take his eye.
Well, Vhagar was like, yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Right.
He just burned me.
So now Aemond has to make a decision as he flies back to King's Landing, and that is, do I tell the truth and that I lost control of my dragon? Or do I walk in that bitch and say, I killed their kid? Like, what the fuck's up?
Because either way, you're fucked up.
That's correct. And so I think the way that character's been so far, I think by the time he gets back, he'll have hyped himself up to be like, yeah, you're fucking right. I killed Luke. And
I killed the bastard.
Yeah, and I killed Lord Strong.
Right.
But I really think we're going to see some interesting scenes with that. Because I see Alicent shitting her fucking pants.
Yeah.
Because immediately she's sitting there going, like, she should know, and I'm sure she does, that, like, Rhaenys could have killed us. She didn't. She saw me trying to protect my kid. She dipped out. And then we turn around.
Rhaenyra could have killed my daddy.
Yeah, correct. And we turn around and kill her kid. Which also, I was explaining this to my coworker. I was like, do you realize Rhaenyra lost 2 children in 2 days?
Yep.
Like, y'all are fucked, man.
Yes, she did. And to be honest with you might be the cause for the fucking first one. Because the minute she was like, your daddy dead and everything else, she was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. That's right.
So, y'all treason on some bullshit just forced her to have an immediate miscarriage. It was just like, yeah, that's y'all responsible for both of them.
Yeah.
Because this episode 2, when I was starting, I was like, so this war can't happen right now because she is still full on pregnant. How is she gonna fight anybody? And then when this scene happened, I was like, oh, she's giving birth already? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit out the way. She ready. And then, didn't turn out the way I thought it was. Yeah. So now she can definitely go on the ass whooping tour.
She's ready to fuck people up now, yeah.
Absolutely. She's like, Damon, your dick better not touch me until everyone is just dead.
And
because I want no attachments.
That's the thing too, is at first I was like, I wish that we had seen Damon get the news, but really in his psychotic and sadistic ways of thinking, I feel like he got that news, and we could have had a incredible, just quick, short scene of him like getting the news and go and like
very happy about it.
And that's the thing, is like, he's like, now I get my war. He's like,
that's what I wanted.
Like, I could almost see him getting the news and obviously having a freak out because that's his stepchild and family, but then kind of having a calm and even like a smirk,
a realization
before like that being the camera in front of him, and then he walks past the camera, and then we get him going into all the behind shots of him walking up, telling her from behind, and then allowing her to turn around. Like, I could have seen something like that to where you get, even though it's horrible, you get to see him be like, huh, yeah, okay, now I get what I want, because these people deserve to die. And he's like, it just took a little bit more, which would have been horrible, but like, that's kind of the character. Because even like when they started their argument and Rhaenyra was like, clear the room, like real quick, and you know, Hannah and I are watching, and I was like, fuck, I was like, this is what's going to be tough. And this is kind of terrible to say, but it's the truth of like, this is why it's going to be tough to have a queen, is because a queen has a king or has a husband. And especially in these times, the man makes the decisions. And so Rhaenyra's like, we're not going to act yet. And he's like, no, we're going to go. We're going to do this now. We're going to go kill him. And she's like, clear the room. And I was like, fuck. I was like, that's so tough, because they're supposed to be a team. They're a couple. They're all these things. But like, she has final word. He's not going to be used to that. And I was like, that is going to be tough for them to figure out. And then he just chokes the shit out of her. And he's like, I'll fucking bow down to you in front of everyone else, but you best understand that I am making my own decisions here. Like, when shit hits the fan, you and I can go to our own room and have some quiet conversations about how I will continue to act. And like, that's kind of how I got that. And it's horrible and it's tough. And I was like, this is where, I think it was episode 8 in the after, like inside the episode thing. I didn't expect it at first because it ends with their wedding. And I was like, oh wow, this is like power couple now. Like, even though it's weird, it's uncle and niece, whatever, but like, it's the Targaryens and they're a power couple. It's what they've always wanted between the two of them. Like, all those things, I was like, positive is how I was thinking. And then we got to that inside the episode and they started talking, both of them. And I think it was Emma D'Arcy was like, they're the worst thing for each other. Like, they don't know it, but they're horrible for each other. And I was like, I didn't get it, but now I see, because they knew this obviously was going to happen. And I'm like, okay, now I see that Damon can't. Is it the same? I mean, Damon's looking at his wife.
He's a
going,
loose end.
Because he's sitting there going, I'm the heir, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, I'll marry you. You can be the queen. Makes me the fucking king. And I don't know. It's interesting. So
if I was Rhaenyra, I'd be like, "Oh, word, you gonna choke me? You about to catch his hand, son. You about to catch his blade too." But
he's
after
her
war.
biggest. Yeah, that's the thing. She needs him.
Yeah,
that's
I
tough.
was like, after war. Oh, remember when you slapped me? When you choked me, motherfucker?
Yeah.
There you go. I also forgot to mention he went down to get a mean ass motherfucking dragon too.
That's correct.
I was like, who is this?
So that is the second biggest dragon alive, besides Vhagar.
But Vhagar's still bigger though.
Vhagar's still bigger, which Rhaenyra's side already had more dragons.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, that is a dragon that had a rider who died, and no one has claimed him. So he's kind of just wild, living in these caves.
Well, he looks like a mean motherfucker.
That's correct. And Daemon walked in there, sang him a little lullaby, said, "Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low."
Right.
and apparently,
I feel like you about to have him.
They're on the same team. Which that's one thing too that I don't really understand, because we go to Vhagar and what Aemon did as a kid. I thought a rider could only have one dragon.
Right. I bet what's about to happen to his other one. That's fucked up.
Right. So I'm unsure of that. I don't know if he switches or if he has two now, or if he's able to just say like, "Hey, you're part of our team."
He probably just upgraded. He was like, "Yeah, we had a good run. Thank you.
Let me upgrade you."
Right. Now I got this big badass motherfucker. We got to do some work because times are hard, and they got a big motherfucker on their side. I can't be running around this little red dragon, so I need to figure it out.
The skinny long neck motherfucker. He's like,
right.
Nah,
and if Daemon is running around and having control of that dragon, that's going to be some problems for everyone.
That's correct.
Everyone, no matter what side you are on. So that's frightening. We'll see. But that was a dope ass shot though. Like when it started emerging from the darkness and just spit that fire, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's dope.
Great shot.
Yeah.
So now we just gotta wait 2 years. And then we can see what's happening.
I know. It sucks.
I'm like, ugh.
I hope it's only 2 years, because they start filming in April.
Yeah.
So Jesus. Sucks.
It's insane. It sucks greatly. All right. That's going to do it. Let us know. We'll stick around for a few minutes. There's not a lot of you in here at the moment at this time, but I know Kenya threw a few stuff out there, but
I do want to say one thing. So my cousin sent me this link while we were talking. Variety has just reported that at the earliest, the sequel to the Batman is coming out in 2025.
That's insane.
So fuck my whole life.
That's
right
insane.
Now. I'm so sad.
That's insane. Like greatly. Oh my God.
Yeah. Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I wanted to ask you, because we didn't cover this on the show when it dropped. Did you watch the Creed 3 trailer?
I've never seen Creed 2.
God, those movies are great.
So Creed 1, I think, is almost damn near 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I just never saw Creed 2. Kenya did talk me into, he's like, man, you got to watch Creed 2. So I'm gonna, for sure. But I did see the trailer in theaters before Black Adam.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The story looks interesting. For sure. I mean, it's kind of...
Mages again, man.
Everyone's biggest fear is when a kid that you knew growing up goes to fucking prison and comes back and is like, hey, remember when we were kind of rivals?
Yeah.
And you ain't got shit on me now. And it's like, well, God, yeah, you've been fucking fighting off murderers and I'm over here with boxing gloves, man. It's like, what do you mean?
Yep.
I'm interested for sure.
Oh yeah, I loved that trailer, man. Just I got the overall feel, the way they put it together, and I just love. My favorite is the very last like few seconds of it. It's like them both in the ring and they're doing the flashback, and the trainer's like, "You forget, everything that ever was," and think about what it like. I love, like, I got goosebumps when that like happened. I was like, I felt that. But May just also just looks like a fucking beat. Like, I'm so excited for his rise, man. I was like, he's in everything, and he's such a phenomenal actor that it's just insane. So I can't wait to see that. Watch Creed 2, another great film. Coogler is involved in this one too. He's still writing along with his brother and everything else. But Michael B is directing this, as you saw. No Rocky at all in this. Stallone exited, so I don't know if they're gonna kill him off or just be like, oh no, he's just chilling at home somewhere. Who knows? Yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah, the only thing in the trailer that I was a little iffy on is when Jonathan Majors is like, it seems like he's won a couple fights and like all of a sudden he's like a high roller, and it's like when they have their confrontation, and he's like, "What's up?" Like, and it's like he's basically like, "Oh, you big dog now?" And he's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, what's up?" And it's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "I guess you got to fight him."
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck. So that was the only thing I was like, it's a little iffy on. Like, I think we have a lot of story in between that. That also is kind of just like the boxing world that I don't know much about.
I mean, it's very fast to come up on that shit. You just need a trainer, promoter. If you get the right fights and your name starts going, you fucking
And they always seem to be like partiers. It's kind of like they kick somebody's ass and then they go to the fucking club.
Oh yeah, I'm in pain. Give me every bottle of alcohol.
So that's gonna be just the only thing I got to kind of figure out. But the only other thing I was gonna say is like, Jonathan Majors is fucking yoked.
Yeah,
and it is a little sad. Obviously, I love him as Kang already, but like, he ain't ever gonna have his shirt off as Kang. I don't think. Like, it didn't. That's not the character.
Yeah, no.
And so that's one area where I'm like, man, like, could he have been a Jon Stewart, or like, there's certain things that I'm like, fuck, man.
He still can. Why not?
Well, I'm never gonna do that. But I don't know. Like,
shit, why not? Half the fucking MCU is DC and Marvel.
But he's got his own Avengers movie, man. Like,
yeah. So when that's done,
that's what I'm saying. When he's done, I think Jon Stewart's a lot sooner than that. But I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that as soon as I saw him being that jacked, I was like, holy shit, they should have got him to play something else that was like actually
can show off the physique,
like something physical. But I don't know. That it's just his Black fucking Wolverine chest, his chest in that trailer is
like you're cut up when your chest muscles like look like they've just been strung, like stringy and shit. And
exactly.
Move. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
like he has wires in his chest.
Yeah.
Dear God, yeah, it's a lot. And then he does like that Men's Health thing, and he has that video. It's like, yeah, he's been working out. Like, nobody has his dedication. He's just sitting there like, yeah, breathing this shit. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, dude. I get it. I got it.
Yeah.
But I saw Kenya talk about it. His boy Zac Efron, the picture they released of him today on that wrestling movie.
Let me see. I haven't seen it.
I mean, he's looks great, but just his jaw's gotten so out of control now. This whole area is just way too solid. Like, it's a lot.
God, yeah, see, what the fuck, man? Why does he look like that?
It's way too solid now. Like, I can't see him as Wolverine. I'll just see face. Face and jaw.
I need to see this new jawline with a full beard. Like that, because if he was going to be Wolverine, I would like to think that they would give him like facial hair.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna have the muttons for sure.
But even more than that, like possibly. And I don't know, like that's one thing I'm missing, because that motherfucker's jaw is so weird to me.
It's
Like-
it's popping.
See, like what I just looked up, I'm seeing the picture that y'all talking about in his towel, but then I'm also
Yeah.
seeing a picture of him at TIFF in a suit. His fucking face, man. Like, it is so interesting.
Yeah.
Like you see how my face, like I do not have a manly face by any. I don't have a strong jawline or anything. And he was better than me, but like his face still got skinny here, and it literally looks like somebody punched him square in the mouth hard enough to flatten. And he is now a full-blown rectangle. And I don't know how he did it, but like it's like somebody grabbed his back molars in his teeth and fucking pulled him down and back, and like all of a sudden his jawline is like just way the fuck out here.
It's he looks like a Lego character, like
Yeah.
some shit. Also, I want to tell you, because one of the movies I saw and we talked about, Barbarian is on HBO Max now. Check that out. And let me know what you think.
Gotta try to remember which one that is. Is that horror one?
It's a wonderful comedy. You should check it out and watch it
for sure. That's the AI one or what? No. Oh, okay. I remember this one. Oh, yeah. I'm not watching that shit.
It's a comedy. You'll love it, man. Just go out and watch it. And then let me know what you think.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on it.
But all right, I think it's a good spot to end. Good show.
Yeah,
Good
it is,
show.
man. This was crazy,
Big show.
crazy ass show. Crazy show.
Big ass fucking show.
This was like the most that's ever been revealed on a Tuesday
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Like, and we got an Ant-Man fucking trailer yesterday. So like, crazy.
They were showing ass.
Mm-hmm.
But thank y'all so much for joining us on this latest episode of the Film Cave. Again, if you watched live or on playback, thank you so much. We appreciate the love and the support. Be sure again to hit that subscribe button. Really means a lot to us. That thumbs up helps the show reach a lot more people, and that notification bell to be reminded when all episodes drop. So Logan,
Yes, sir.
where can the people find you and what you got coming up?
Yeah, you can find me right here, Logan_Swish on the Twitters, and Logan Swish, YouTube, Patreon, TikTok as well. We're now done with She-Hulk on Patreon, and we've got Andor still going. Andor's a weird show, man. Like, I enjoy it every week, but at the same time, like I despise having to wake up and watch it. I don't know. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that's going on Patreon. It's really good. Like, I mean, it's good Star Wars, but I think it's smart actually to wait till it's all out. My honest opinion. But yeah, you can find that on Patreon. My reactions.
Cool and gang, you can find the link to his channel in my description box, and you can find me on social media. On what?
Social media.
What was that?
Golly, stroke.
On social media.
There you go.
Up top on all forums. So go check that out. It is your boy Nines.
And I'm Logan.
And as always, we will see y'all in the cave. Peace.
Later, guys.